Welcome to day 3 of the Dare to Date online live stream event. I am so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for all of you that are here joining me live. Those of you that are watching the replay and catching this later, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Christina Abad, and I'm super excited for day 3 of this amazing live stream event. We've had the past couple of days of, diving deep into what it really means to dare to date and online, right? We went through our day 1 where we set our intentions and really looking to be intentional about what you're calling in your partner, in your relationship, and what you're looking to meet and connect with online, right? What kind of qualities, the type of person you're looking to connect with. And yesterday on day 2, we worked on how to create your profile, how to pick the right dating app, the right dating site, what pictures to put, what to add into your description. So if you didn't get a chance to watch those, once we, finish up tonight, make sure you catch day 1 and day 2 so that you have a full know-how of how to really, once again, make your best first impression online so that you connect with the right guys, so that you're meeting the right people for what you're really looking for. And tonight, I'm super excited because we're talking all about connection, communication, right? Once you have your profile up and you start matching, what do you say, right? How do you keep the conversation going? And I'm super excited to share this with you tonight because here's the truth. Here's where many of the conversations, many of the matches really come to end, right? Once you're actually speaking to them and trying to get to know them. So for starters, I really want to emphasize on how important it is that when you're speaking and connecting to guys online, you want to be very aware of how you are portraying yourself. As we've been talking about for the last couple of days, you don't want to be that needy person. You don't want to be the one who's putting in all the work. Remember, you're the woman who is, seeing if these are the guys that fit the criteria that you're looking for. And with that said, you also, as you get to know these guys, you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. For example, you don't want to be that woman that's, right, the complainer. Or perhaps, maybe you had a rough day at work, a rough day at home, right? Things might not be going all that well at that moment when you're, looking to go online and speak to someone. And I want to share with you, you want to really be intentional about how you come across. You might think you're sharing details about your day and just, having a conversation, but in reality, it could be perceived as being a complainer. It could be perceived as being a negative Nancy. So you want to be really careful about what you're sharing at this point in making a connection, right? Of course, at some point you want to be able to share about your day and all of that, but it's in the way that you do it, right? You don't want to be the one who's like talking negatively about how everything sucks and everything goes wrong. And, because here's the truth, if you start talking to a man and you're looking to get to know them and all they're talking about is how everything is going wrong and everything is right, everything is going downhill and nothing is ever working out, that doesn't exactly, right? It's not exactly attractive. So that's one of the biggest things that I want to share with you as you start to connect with men online. Really pay attention to what it is that you're sharing. At this time, you're looking to really connect with them and see if you have shared values, shared interests, right? And you really want the conversation to be exciting and different. As you may come to know, right? Once you're online and dating, the messages can get pretty repetitive. The same old, what's up? Tell me about yourself. This is really a time for you to show how interesting you are. And by that, I mean, you want to make sure that you're using language that's descriptive, right? Guys are visual creatures. So when you speak to them in terms of, I've been stretching and working out, or, when you give that bit of description, men tend to start imagining it. Even women, I mean, in general, we all think in pictures, right? If I say, think about, right, a car, I'm sure there's like an image of a car, right, that pops into your mind. Four wheels, maybe two doors, or maybe four doors. But similarly, when you're speaking to someone and sharing things that are descriptive, right? Like, oh, I just went out for a jog. It's for, I'm sweating. I'm about to cool off. When you share little things like that are descriptive, it really paints a picture for whoever you're speaking to, right? And it keeps a man engaged. So those are one of the things that you want to keep in mind as you're connecting with someone online, as you're sending messages back and forth. How can you make it interesting? How can you make it descriptive, right? Using language that's gonna paint a picture in their head so that they can basically picture you. They can imagine you in that moment and what you're doing. So those are one of the ways that you can, like I said, keep the connection going, keep the conversation interesting. Because once again, once you're online, the conversations can get repetitive. So you don't want to be the one that is always saying, the same old messages like, hey, how's it going? Or, you want to make it fun and different and interesting. Now, another thing that is really helpful when you're online dating and you're chatting back and forth is you want to keep them guessing. You want to keep them wanting more. There's times where you're going to notice the conversation fizzles out, and that's okay. You don't have to push for the conversation to continue. You don't have to push, right? You don't have to continue to try to add to the conversation when it's over, when, whatever was said, maybe you ended at have a nice day, and that's where it can end, right? And I share this with you because that's where many women get caught up in being the doers, in shifting into their masculine energy of being the one who's reaching out, being the one who's always showing interest, being the one who's doing the things to move the relationship forward, to keep the conversation going. And that's where many of these connections go to end. Because here's the truth. Men want to be the chasers. They want to be the initiators. And if they're not the ones that are consistently reaching out, that are consistently making the effort, then I want you to really pay attention to that. Remember when we spoke about on day one, on what you really wanted that relationship to look like. Do you want it to be where you're the one doing all the work, you're the one that's reaching out, you're the one that's sending the messages? Or are you looking for a partner that can step up to do all the things, right? To message you, to worry about you, to ask about you, to genuinely show you that they want to get to know you, that they want to be a part of your life. And once again, I share this with you because it's easy to, once you make a connection and are speaking back and forth, to kind of get sucked into that trap. Like, oh, this is new, exciting, I want to keep it going. But here's the truth. You also want to keep in mind what you really want, what you're really looking for, what your goal is, right? Your goal is to really make a connection with someone, to make sure that you're speaking to someone that's genuinely there to get to know you, who's putting in the work, who's putting in the effort, who's showing you that they want to know you better. And the only way that this can happen is when women get into their feminine and they relax and they allow the guy to pursue them, to show the effort, to put in the work. Like I said, many times women get into the doing, right? Proving that they need to, right? That they're the one, proving that they're worth the guy's time, instead of leaning back and allowing the guy to show what they have to offer. So, once again, as you start connecting with guys online and you start communicating them and you start messaging back and forth, these are some of the things that you want to keep top of mind. How you're expressing yourself, what you're sharing with them, right? If you're sharing too many things that are personal, right? How many of you know that it's a turnoff if a guy, just straight off the bat starts talking about their past and, their past relationships? There's a time and a place for that. And once you connect with someone, the beauty of it, that connecting online gives you that space, gives you that time to genuinely see where this connection could go. And once again, it's up to you, the woman, who gets to choose the guy who's really, making sure that this is someone that fits the criteria of what you're looking for in a partner. If, their communication is right, if they're consistent, if they're really showing interest, if they're really reaching out and wanting to get closer to you, instead of getting sucked into, right? Being the pursuer, being the one who is moving the relationship forward. So these are key things once you're connecting with someone online that you want to keep in mind, as well as, keeping the conversation fresh, keeping the conversation lively. Like I said, you want to use descriptive language so that you keep them engaged, as well as, knowing when to end the conversation. When it's, when you keep trying, it's like pulling teeth, right? But when you leave it where it is, it leaves them wanting more. It leaves that space so that they can reach out again, so that they can once again show you that they're interested in getting to know you and getting closer to you. Now, another thing that I want to share with you about connecting and communicating is that the truth is, we are using technology. We're talking about online dating, using online platforms. And, it wouldn't be right if we didn't speak about safety and how to keep yourself safe and how to really, protect yourself. You want to be, mindful of what you're sharing. You want to be mindful of who you're connecting with and, the things that you're speaking about. Once again, like I said, if you want to talk about past experiences, at some point in time, there's a time and a place for that. And when I work with my clients, I recommend that be more of an in-person, even on the phone type of conversation. There's really no need to get into that at this point. Right now, it's really all about getting to know each other, talking about your values, and it's really important for you to also know that even though you are seeing if this person, is really interested and you want them to be the one putting in most of the effort, let's be real, this is also online dating. So you also want to show interest by asking questions, by genuinely wanting to get to know them, and once again, sharing what's truly important to you. What are those values that you really care about? What are things that you truly enjoy doing? And once again, that really brings us back to what we spoke about on Monday, on the intentions that you have for that relationship, right? The things that you would want to do with that partner. And once again, sharing more about you. This is really about you showcasing yourself, right? You don't want to ever speak negatively about yourself. You don't ever want to put yourself down in any kind of way in front of a man. So be mindful when you are sharing your values, when you are sharing the things that you enjoy doing. Once again, be very mindful about how you're expressing that, how you're communicating your interests, the things that you enjoy, and things about yourself. Many times we don't even realize the way that we express express ourselves about ourselves. Yeah. We don't even realize that at times you can, maybe share something about yourself and share it in a negative way. Like, I can say, oh, I did my hair today, but it came out so bad and it's all frizzy. And that's just a small example, because here's the truth. When you're sharing about yourself with a guy, if you're talking negatively about yourself, like, oh, I'm so clumsy, or I'm so stupid, or I can't believe I parked there, why did I do that? Or whatever, whatever you're talking about and you're sharing about yourself, if you're putting it in a negative light, right? It's not exactly putting your best foot forward. It's not exactly showcasing yourself in the best light. And even little things like that, like, oh, I'm so stupid, I forgot something in the mailbox or whatever. Just be very mindful about how you express yourself about yourself. Because here's the truth, they're going to take that in. They're going to be like, oh, she thinks she's stupid, or she thinks she's dumb, or, those are the little things that guys pick up on. You want to hold yourself with the utmost right value and worth, and knowing of your deservingness to have a great partner by your side. You don't want to be that person who's downplaying themselves. You want to be the woman who's confident in herself and who knows exactly what she wants, which is why, once again, day one on setting your intentions was so important. Because here's the truth, right now that you're speaking to men, you're getting to know them, you're sharing about yourself, right? You're being vulnerable. You're really allowing someone to get to know you, and you're allowing yourself to get to know someone else. You're allowing to see if, it could be a match. You're giving yourself the permission to receive compliments, to receive attention, and to receive the support of a man. So really take this time to enjoy it. As you go online and start speaking to guys and connecting with guys, really set the mood. Once again, we spoke about this yesterday. You want to really make sure that you are in a space of where you're going onto the app with a joy, right? You're joyful, you're excited with who you're going to connect. You're excited with who you are possibly going to speak to, right? Because that really puts you in the right space, as opposed to really, right, going online, perhaps being in a bad mood, perhaps being, not exactly present, and speaking to guys that are going to reflect that to you. So once again, this whole idea of really communicating and connecting with men, it's all about, once again, allowing them to get to know you, getting to know them, and seeing if they fit what you're looking for. So super important, once again, that you are also, right, like we said, careful. I know many ladies are concerned with perhaps speaking to someone who are not who they say they are. And I want to share with you that, once again, right now, we are super fortunate to have the technology that we have, where we can video chat, right on the app, where we can literally, have these measures to kind of see who it is that we're speaking to, whether it's doing the video chat. Perhaps, there are other apps, other dating sites that require a verification, right? That they cross link it with some kind of a social media platform, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, but it's an additional measure. So I want you to really own your power and your space in online dating. And knowing that you have the decision on what you share, you have the decision on who you get to, right, share your energy, share your time with. You have the power. This is, once again, like we said, the moment where you're interviewing, right? You're interviewing the applicants for the position of the person that's in your life. And it's super important that you're able to see it in that light, to see the options that you have, that you're not limited to just the first person that you connect with, that you're not limited to only some of the things that you want, but not all, that you genuinely have every opportunity and every chance to meet someone who can really support you in all the ways that you want to be supported, someone that you can really connect with on the deepest of levels, who values the same things you do and has the same vision in life and in love that you do. Because let's be honest, That's what the relationship, right, is truly all about. Moving forward together, building together, doing life together, right? And I know so many of the women that are in our community want to once again feel like they have that complete family, right? Where they have a partner by their side, where they're doing life together, supporting one another, having each other's backs. And I'm super excited because once again, this is the first step. This is how you meet that person. This is how you make those genuine connections by once again connecting, communicating, and speaking in a way that's truly allowing the guy to connect with you. We spoke a bit about being descriptive and keeping the conversation engaging, keeping it different, right? You don't want to keep saying the same old things. And I share this with you because it's super important as you get to know someone. You also share about how you feel. Men are creatures that you can't really get to them through their mind, right? You can't even get to them as visual as they are, right? Through their eyes. But that's not where you're trying to go. You're trying to go to their heart. And the only way that you can genuinely connect with a guy, with a man, to their heart is by sharing how you feel, is by sharing those innermost thoughts that you might feel are too vulnerable, right? Let's say you are feeling, perhaps insecure. Perhaps you're feeling different emotions as you're online. And the truth is that it's okay to share that, to share, your doubt, to share your insecurity. But once again, we want to be mindful not to be in a negative light, but to also be genuine and vulnerable, to show a guy that you're not afraid of sharing how you feel and really once again expressing it in that way of you being a woman that feels. So many women and men shy away from feeling because that's when things get real. That's when, that vulnerability hits. That's when you have to be honest with yourself. And once again, guys know that. They can feel that, right? It's all about how you are feeling when you're speaking to someone, how you feel when you connect with someone, right? It's all about how they make you feel. So when you're being genuine and when you're being open and when you're being honest and willing to share more about yourself, the deeper the connection will be and the safer they will feel about sharing about themselves, the safer they will feel about opening their heart and being able to share more about themselves with you, be honest and feel, right? That's what it's all about. How you can really feel and have and let them know that they can also feel in your presence. So many of us really avoid feeling. We avoid feeling because are scared that you could get hurt, that it's too vulnerable. I'm too out there. And I share this with you because once again, it's a fine line. It's a fine line between sharing too much, sharing too little, being vulnerable, being heard, being seen. But I want you to know once again, if you're here and you're part of this community of women that stand for love, that are genuinely looking to make that connection with someone that they could have a relationship with on a deeper level, that soul partner, then I know that you have that vision, that intention of calling that partner so fired up in your heart that you know what you're looking for. You're ready to meet that partner. You're ready to finally have that relationship and experience that true love. And I'm super excited to be a part of that. I'm super excited to be able to hold this space where we can support each other and share about how to be successful in dating. Dating is supposed to be fun. Dating is supposed to be exciting and really show you what you're looking for, really expose you to the relationship that you're wanting to create in your life. And I'm really excited that as we've shared these past 3 days on Daring to Date Online, taking the next step to actually put yourself out there and start connecting with men is huge. So, once again, I am super honored to have been able to share this with you, to be able to hold this space once again, for you to go for it. I know it can be intimidating. I know it can be scary. And, here's the truth. How many of you know that you're gonna need some help with this, right? It's not as cut and dry as it can seem, especially when you start feeling, because emotions come up. Because we all have, right, past relationships that also play a part, that also has taught us different things that are not that easy to let go. And I share this with you because I'm super excited. As many of you know, today's Mother's Day, right? We have had our day 3 of our Dare to Date online on Mother's Day. And I'm super excited because I've put something super special together for our community. I'm opening up some spots in my calendar to serve you ladies in this time who are truly looking to connect with someone on a deeper level. I know right now there are so many changes going on in the world where we are now using technology more than ever, where we are now really looking to connect and have that human touch. Because here's the truth. That's what we are all here for. We are social creatures. We want to be in community. We want to connect with that person and have that love. And there's no time like the present to really put yourself first, to put your heart's desires first. And if you're looking for that relationship, you're wanting that partner to connect with that is really going to be there for you, that is going to support you, that's going to love you for who you are, and genuinely be there by your side, then this is for you. Once again, this is not for everyone. This is for the ladies that truly know that they are ready to take the next step to really meet that partner and have a genuine connection and relationship in their life. So once again, I've opened up some spots in my calendar for those of you that are truly ready to take the next step. And you can go ahead and apply now for your call. You can claim it by going to www.chatwithchristina.co. I'll make sure to include that in the description so you can click the link and book your call directly in my calendar. There'll be a couple of questions that I ask just so that I get to know more about your situation and that I can really be, of most help when we get on that call. And once again, this is really for the women that are ready, because here's the truth. If it's a fit, I could offer you to work together. And if it's not, just know that you will leave that call with your next best step to get you going on your way to meeting the right person for you. So once again, I'm super excited. It's been an honor and a blessing to share these couple of days with you where we've really set the foundation for an amazing start to an amazing dating life. And once again, it would be an honor to continue to support you. And I am super excited because it is Mother's Day. And I know for myself, that was one of the biggest things that motivated me to enjoy healthy relationships. The example that I set for my daughter, the example that I lead my life with was really the most important thing that has brought me to where I am now, where I get to share this with you ladies and really support you in your journey of finding your true love. So it's once again been such an honor to share these last couple of days with you in the Dare to Date online live stream event. I'm super excited to connect with you ladies that are ready for more and to continue to support you ladies here in our group and here in our community. So with that said, have an amazing rest of the day. Happy Mother's Day to all my lovely mothers out there, and I will see you soon. Have an amazing night. Bye.